Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is February 7, 2024, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the highlights today, markets mostly drifting sideways and unchanged as everything looks like it's factored in already. No major economic events for today. So as we look at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the major pairs unchanged while the Turkish Lira makes new record lows once again. And as we look at the indices, both the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ just drifting. Looking at commodities, gold and oil get a slight bounce. And as we look at the stocks, it's kind of interesting. Apple looks like it's going to be looking up north. Let's see if it makes a comeback. And looking at NVIDIA and Facebook, both of them tapering lower. Now, lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin remains unchanged as well. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. First with the Euro USD, we're bouncing off a supportish level. Now, it's not a big bounce altogether. It's about 30 pips. Really not a big deal. However, it is happening, and this is an important element for it to happen around, okay? So was the Australian dollar, also bouncing off of that area. Now, the GBP has been in a very tight range. We did break out lower earlier this week, and this is really after the MPC official bank rate yesterday, the other day. We sold off, and then we kind of made a comeback, okay? But again, this is very choppy market, okay? Looking at the Australian dollar, as we mentioned before, also bouncing off of this area to 65. Now, this is not a comeback because it's still altogether trading in a very tight range as we look from its extremities, okay, from when it was some other time. Now, looking at the Turkish Lira, new week, new low. Not a big low, not a terrible low, but it keeps on inching lower and lower. Now, since last year in May, when this started breaking out, if we look at a weekly chart, you could see that we went from 18 up to 30.55. That's a very crazy number for the Turkish Lira, and it doesn't look like it's going to be stopping anytime soon as well. Now, looking at the commodities, gold getting a little bit of a bounce. We're tapering off this morning. Again, very choppy market for gold. It's been in a very choppy market for quite some time, and it's going to continue until something else happens, all right? Now, looking at oil, also got a little bit of a bounce, okay, as we got closer to that supportish area. $72 to $68 is supportish area, historically speaking. So really not much of a trade. You can see it's really just sideways trading, okay? It really hasn't been such a crazy year for oil altogether. So keep that in mind, as this has also been in a tremendous downwards slump. Now, looking at the U.S. markets, okay, jumping into the Dow Jones, we're near our highs. We're just tapering just below it. We did get a sell-off, and then we bounced back, and now we're unchanged. Day to day, not doing much, okay? So keep that in mind today, as this is still just shifting and just trading sideways. Now, it's not everything that is trading sideways, but altogether, the market altogether is. Now, looking at the NASDAQ, also tapered off yesterday to on its highs, okay? This did not retrace, okay? This is the difference between the Dow Jones. Dow Jones did retrace. NASDAQ still showing some tremendous strength as it hugs its new time highs. Now, looking at the individual stocks, okay? Apple, let's take a look at this. Apple had a big sell-off the other week after it came out with its earning reports, and now it looks like it wants to make it a comeback. Now, it's only $10 off of its all-time record highs, so this is quite promising. We're breaking above, okay, the 30-day moving average on a daily. That's important, and if we continue to close up above it, we could see it getting back to that 95-ish level. Now, looking at the other stocks, okay, Facebook sold off after that gap up. Now, the question is whether we're going to fill in the gap. That's a big question here. I have to keep an eye on this, as this does have some strength in it still. And looking at Amazon, we had that gap up, but tapered lower, but showing some more strength here. Okay, so it's not all across the board. We're seeing some weakness. Now, lastly, let's take a look at NVIDIA. Excuse me. It's coming back as it had a gap up, sold off, closed the gap, and now it's bouncing off of it. Now, we're only about 10 to 15 points off of that high, but it did make somewhat of a retracement as well also, okay? So with that said, you're going to just have to take it day by day. It's not across the board that the markets are selling off. It's not also not across the board that the markets are and coming back. So it's very stock specific. Now, lastly, let's take a look at Bitcoin trading sideways. We got to 43,000 and then nothing, just sideways. And until we break out either on the upside or the downside, excuse me, we're going to continue just trading sideways. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.